Okay, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The class is in session. Today's topic of the day is calorie banking or zigzag method or whatever you want to call it. There are many different names, but we are going to talk about this specifically and how to live life without tracking your calories, how to get results without having to stress about calories, and how to enjoy social events because we all love to hang out and do social things and don't want to be restricted with our calories. In essence, calorie banking is this. There is nothing more to say. It's basically eat a certain amount of calories, lower on some, higher on some. But let's talk about the practical applicalities, is that a word? How to use it in real life and what it actually means. So let's take the daily average of someone who is dieting at 2,000 calories. Now, if you're a shorter female, that will not be you, unfortunately. I'm sorry. And you have some events coming up this weekend and you would like to enjoy them more or less stress-free, calorie not stressing, and just not tracking because you don't know what's there. It could be a work event, it could be a birthday party, or whatever it might be. This is a method I'll teach to a lot of my clients, and it's very popular to a lot of coaching styles, I guess. It's a good way to basically balance out your week. So you're essentially, what you're doing is you're taking the calorie average of 2,000 calories every single day, and you are reducing them on certain days less and on certain days more, so you are saving the calories. Because at the end of the day, what matters is the continuing long-term calorie intake more than a single day. So one day, one salad won't make you fat, one workout won't get you skinny type of thing. So you can move some calories around and have a bigger budget the next few days without more or less affecting your goal. Your body composition might not feel the same, but it won't affect your long-term goal. So let's take your average 9 to 5 office worker. Let's say Monday and Tuesday are pretty stressful days. You've got kids' activities and whatnot happening, and you're pretty stressed, so you don't have a lot of time to. You don't want to eat as little because you're high functioning on those days. So you'll drop your 2,000 calorie average and you'll take it down by 200 calorie deficit. So it had 1,800 calories. So essentially what you're doing is you're taking a snack or a part of your dinner and you're saying no to a small portion. It's not that hard. And then you know that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, things slow down at work. You've got more energy. You don't need so much thinking and so much things happening. So you could take the calories and have a bigger deficit. Easiest way here is to just probably skip a meal. So either your breakfast or your first meal or your lunch, potentially your second meal. Skipping that meal. And now what you've done is essentially over the 5 days, you've saved 1,900 calories for the weekend as an extra, which means you can go out and blow them out. So you'll have your normal day of eating, and then suddenly you've got an extra 1,000 calories on that day, which could go on pizza, some alcohol, and whatever else you might want to spend it on. So these 2 days, it's natural that the weight on the following Monday to Wednesday will fluctuate a lot more because suddenly you're higher calories. You've taken in food that you're not used to, maybe dehydrated or more sodium or more carbs or whatever it might be. So your scale weight might kind of fluctuate. So it might just go, it might spike, it might be a big spike, and then it will just like stable itself out more or less, right? So it might look like that. But these 2 days aren't going to affect your long-term gains, and they're really great for sanity. They're really great for mental health in terms of like not having to come out and say, oh, I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight at this social event. You can just kind of free for all it without having to stress too much. Of course, you don't just eat everything in sight. You have control. And it's also, like I said, it's a great way for you to mentally escape and have like a refeed where you just kind of can overindulge without feeling controlled and restricted. And what you would do is the rest of the week, you'd go back and you'd be having your 1,500 calories again, or sorry, 2,000 calories for the rest of the month or the rest of the week. And you would do this every couple of weeks. I wouldn't recommend doing it every weekend. It's maybe harder to sustain unless it's like a lifestyle, like a routine type of thing. So it's more like if we're talking like social events once or twice a month, this is a strategy that I would recommend using. The biggest thing is consistency is the most important thing to maintain any lifestyle and diet. So if you can't stay consistent with it, then you can't make it work. And it's very easy for these 2 days to overspill and suddenly become a bad eating habit before you know it. You've got more snacks than you want to. Because when you overindulge on the calories, the next days on the Monday and Tuesday, what will happen is you will end up being hungrier because your body's used to being fed more. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're hungrier, and you're like, why am I so hungry? Because you had such an influx of calories on the previous weekend. So I don't recommend doing it too often, but it is a nice strategy to keep you sane, and I hope this helps and paints a picture on nutrition. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Check out the links in the bio, and I'll be doing another video the next day because I want to do one of these every single day for the rest of this year.